All right. What is up, YouTube? What is up, C.T.M? Today is Saturday, February the 27th, 2021. We are going to do the Crypto Weekly Outlook. What is up, everybody? What is up, Carlino, Tom, Philippe, Mara, 65, Darren, Marshall, everybody? What is up? Glad you guys could make it. We are absolutely going to be going over. If you could please just let me know in the comment section that you can hear my voice. I am having a bit of technical difficulties, so that would be great. But anyways, we're going to start with Bitcoin. We're going to go take a look at, let me see here. Let's go. Yes. All right. Let's go to the Coinbase data feed first. Sorry, guys. I was just working out some glitches. This internet, I'm working on it, but it's taking forever. So here you can see the Coinbase data feed right here. It's basically the same data feed as everything else, but we're going to go ahead and drop a fib on this beast real quick. I discussed this in yesterday's video and the day before that we definitely wanted to see this thing get above this 0.5 area, which is just, it's not an actual fib level. It's just the halfway point. So I use it a lot to get my midpoint ranges and stuff on certain candles and whatnot. So basically you can see that level coming in at 51.61 613. We were wanting to see a daily closure up out of that level, as that would be indicative of the bulls regaining control of this asset. You can see here that we were expecting some selling pressure coming in at that level, short sellers starting to short the positions, as well as people exiting their positions as well. The ones that are assuming that this is the end of the bull run for Bitcoin, but we are not those people. We're absolutely hanging on to this. It will find support. It absolutely is trying to find support currently at 56,514 spot 73. So we're going to see how this level plays out. We are getting a little bit of selling pressure, basically just weekend chop, which is normal, absolutely normal. You had a nice impulse leg to the downside with very small correction right up there. And then you pulled into that 50% fib retracement level. And there you had a sharp decline in price. That sharp decline in price is simply short sellers loading up and everybody exiting positions. Now you have made another run lower. You have broke below this market structure right here with these two candles. Now this is a 2-hour chart. Let's go into a 4-hour chart. You can see you also have a new 4-hour structure low compared to these two candles here. Let's go look at an 8-hour, and you do have a new structure low on an 8-hour as well. So looks like it's trying to consolidate and maybe take another leg to the downside. Now I have this level down here at 39,266. It's simply this daily market structure level right there. 39266.10. We will be looking, if Bitcoin tries to get down that low, we will be looking for that area to hold as support. Basically, this is your old all-time high. Since you broke above the $19,000 all-time high, you basically had a straight shot up, made a nice big impulse to the upside, and then consolidation, and then you made another run up. So this is essentially two legs to the upside since you broke out of the old $19,000 high. I am expecting consolidation here or a little lower for a little while, guys. This thing has been going straight up. You only had 2 red weekly candles back here in January, and now you're working on another one. All right. This candle closes tomorrow, 1 day and 3 hours to be exact. So it's going to close probably lower than the opening price of this this bullish candle, but that's okay. I would absolutely love to see 2 or 3 or 4 weekly candles just basically finding support and then holding a steady range, as that would be very, very healthy for this asset. It has went on a massive tear. Let me find roughly around the $19,000 area. We'll call that level right there pretty good. And we'll go up, and you can see that you have had a 197% move to the upside once you broke out of this old all-time high with hardly any consolidation. So in my opinion, Bitcoin looks extremely healthy, This level is going to be the last area that we, well, if we break down below this area here, we will be looking for this area to come into play, and we will expect a bounce from there. Hopefully we will get some consolidation there as well. So moving forward, I love everything I see on Bitcoin. And yeah, short sellers are going to be trying to get it down here, obviously, and they may. We just have to wait and see. It's all good, though. It is absolutely healthy. When will I start to think that something else is going on with Bitcoin? Well, if we start taking out this low here and these lows that we made in this consolidation, we do know that a lot of billionaires are buying this position. Michael Saylor, you got Elon Musk, you got everybody putting lots of money in this. They're getting dollars off of their balance sheet, putting them into Bitcoin. That's pretty bullish on Bitcoin overall. So this is just a pullback, and we're going to continue to let it do that. And we will look to enter once we got a solid foundation of support. Ethereum isn't looking nearly as good as Bitcoin, but it's still healthy. As you can see on Ethereum, you have basically 1 day and 3 hours left on this weekly candle. If you close below this low, all right, of this February the 8th weekly candle, you will have closed below 2 weeks of price action, bullish price action. So yeah, it's not looking nearly as good, but you can see this weekly level right here has came in, and we have gotten a bounce from that level. That level is 1394 spot 81. This 1699 area, I do believe, is the 50% retracement, the same as Bitcoin. Yes, it is. All right, so just making sure. So it basically did the same thing. Most of these things are going to follow Bitcoin's price action because the bots and algorithms are already lined up. And they basically get out of all their positions. That's why cryptocurrencies trade, well, at least Ethereum and Bitcoin lately have been trading so closely together. There's really nothing to do. You have a daily structure right there, just a little bit lower than that weekly structure. But when I was on that weekly structure, you can see that yesterday's candle tacked that level to the almost exact cent. So let's get back on over there and put it back up there, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Go back into a daily chart. You can see this low came in after we made this low, had a nice little bounce out of that area, and we have came back and retested that area. That is showing us right there that price is showing an interest in this level. That area is 1394 spot 04. Would love to see a higher high put in on a daily chart in reference to yesterday's candle. Tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Monday, when the markets open up, that's when the real volume comes back into play. So pretty much there's nothing to do on Ethereum and Bitcoin. If you would like to buy down here where it is currently, in my opinion, I do believe you're getting a discount, as it is a lot cheaper now than it was 2 weeks ago or a week ago. So take that as you will. This is not financial advice. All right, so let's go over here to ADA, because that's the one everybody's got their eyes on. Right here it is. So basically, ADA has been extremely bullish the last 2 days. You had this nice breakout. You broke above this market structure right here. I'm not sure which data feed this is. I'm assuming it's Kraken, being that big wick. Let me go see if I can get another one real fast, just to kind of even stuff out a little bit. Let's look at Bittrex. Yeah, so you can see that wick is not nearly as nasty. That's all 100% Kraken's exchange, so it's all good. This thing is extremely bullish. Do you want to buy it up here? I would think not. Hopefully you've been watching this channel for more than a little bit, and you know we don't buy highs and we don't call bottoms. You get a pullback down into 1.09825. That would be a good spot. If you're extremely anxious and you have no patience whatsoever and you must buy this thing now, I would look at 1.26481. That would be the very, very earliest level that I would be looking to buy this asset. What is up, Tom? Thank you so much for that, my man. You are the first one ever. Thanks, Tom. Really appreciate the love and respect. Tom is my boy. Carlino, thumbs up. That ain't a bad idea. Appreciate that, guys. If you wouldn't mind, that would be fantastic. Let me get that banner off. Apologies for that. All right, moving on. So basically with ADA, I missed this trade yesterday and today. I was absolutely busy doing other things, and this thing just took off without me. I was watching it when we were consolidating in this area, but I was looking for a pullback down to at least that bearish candle right there. You can see we didn't quite get that, and I basically shook it off, and that was my bad. I always try to be a perfectionist sometimes, and sometimes that hurts me with getting into these positions, but I'm not sweating it. It's all good. Looks like it's trying to pull back now. I would love for it to pull back and give me another entry on it. I would be looking first at the one spot 26481. I don't necessarily want to take an entry there, as the risk reward is still a little bit skewed to the downside. If we could get a deeper pullback down to one spot 09825, for instance, like around here, that would put me right perfect area for risk to reward, because I would be aiming at this high up here, and I could get my stop at the very least underneath this swing low. So that's why we wait on these pullbacks, even if it takes a week to get down there. But that would be a good spot to look for bullish entry, in my opinion. This thing had a nice, it's nice and bullish. It has been nice and bullish for a very long time, and you can see just how extended this thing is on a monthly chart. I mean, that is insane. Massive bullish monthly candle. Let me see here. Let's go ahead and put a fib retracement on this thing as well and get this one more last data point. We will just simply use the yellow line, which is the 0.5 area. Like I said, it's not a fib level, but it is a halfway point. Halfway points are good to have on your chart for bigger like monthly and weekly candles, as that will offer up an area for support, possibly. So we could get a pullback all the way to 0.90866, which is this 50% retracement that I just took, and that would be still constructive and bullish on every smaller time frame. So you had a pretty big pullback here on this current week's candle. So there might not be a setup on this thing for another week or so. So just have that patience. If you're not in it yet, if you didn't get in it on this wick low or last week's wick low, there's really no chance in even trying to find an entry. Not currently, not up at highs. Give yourself some patience. Allow this thing to pull back, consolidate, find support. Then you look for your entries. All right. So I'm also going to pull up ETH. Not that one. Let me go over here to the Kraken list real quick, because I'm watching this thing like a hawk. All right. So I was watching this yesterday. I told you, I was basically saying that this is an area that I'm watching down here at 0.03086. We did not come all the way down there and touch that. That is okay. I would love to see this daily candle get above yesterday's high for me to, and at least get above this area up here too. If we could get a closure above 3271, then that would indicate that there is some strength coming in, or possibly coming back in. And then I will look for a lower high or a higher low support, apologies, on a smaller time frame. So what I'm basically talking about is I want to see, a big, nice push up out of there, and then a retracement back into somewhere, and possibly look to get long roughly around this level right here, 3160. So if we could get a 4-hour closure above this swing high and then come down, that would offer up a good risk to reward for me. Don't worry about this wick. Don't try to get your stop loss all the way underneath that, as that will make such a massive range for the trade that you would need an ungodly move just to break even. I would just simply try to get it underneath this low here, as that gives you a beautiful area, simply because if you get a push below that, then you're wrong, and you can look to reassess it later on into the week, the upcoming week. So I'm definitely looking at this. It looks pretty good still. I mean, it's nasty, but you did break out. You did have this move above this high right here, and you have came back. Now, it has been straight down ever since we made this high, but that's okay, as everything's been pulling back a little bit in the crypto markets, except ADA and DOT. I mean, DOT isn't really pulling back either, is against Bitcoin or against the dollar pairing. But on ETH XBT or ETH Bitcoin, I am looking for this to push higher. So I'm looking for a bullish entry on this asset. And maybe this thing could get another run to the upside and take out all this. That would be a very nice trade. The risk reward would be very, very good. Now, I'm not saying that it's going all the way back up there. Obviously, I take targets in areas. So my first area that I will be targeting, ultimately, first area is going to be 33.56. All right, we get up in there. I might take a little bit off after I get in the trade. Now, if we take this area out, before I'm able to get into the trade, then obviously I'll be looking at this wick up here, or even possibly this area up here for a target. If it wants to remain bullish, it has been bearish. The near term momentum is to the downside. So it is a risky play, but we'll see what happens. All right, let me go over here let me get back over here so I can go over a few more dollar pairings. Algorand had a nice little pop just a minute ago. We did take out this high. So where do we close? I definitely want to see it close above 1.0897, which is this area here that I was absolutely looking for resistance to hold, as it did catch resistance on this first push into the area. All right. So the second push, you can see we have completely annihilated that area. Means as of right now, the bulls are in control, or whoever has got the momentum to the downside is taking profits possibly. So let's get an 8-hour closure above this traditional area of resistance. We can get an 8-hour closure above that. Then we can look for pullback entries. And the very last area that I'll be looking for an entry is going to be 1.0070, which is just simply the opening price of this bearish candle right there. All right. So once again, in summary, we're looking for an 8-hour closure above this market structure. All right. And then a pullback and a support hold, excuse me, of 1.0070, this level here. I'm not going to try to go into smaller time frames on these things and look for areas to enter. You got one right there, and you got one right there. So once again, for those that are at least not as patient, you can see that we're trying to pull into this area right now, and you are getting looks like a small bounce out of that area, which is good because basically these areas will always give you at least some sort of bounce, unless the selling pressure just cuts right through it like a butter knife, which can happen. But right now you're getting a small bounce from there. So if you want to watch it from right there, I don't like it there. I would much rather get it down here. All right. Because it's all about risk to reward. You got to figure that out when you're taking trades. If you're buying it anywhere up here, where is your stop going to go? Underneath this candle, or this candle? That just makes your area to target for your reward part of the trade much larger, which is why I focus on these very, very small time frames in some cases to get absolutely razor sharp, tight entries, basically, so that way my risk to reward is worth taking. All right. Link USD starting to pull up out of there. It's not been nearly as strong as ADA and DOT, obviously, but you can see here that we had a lot of wicks down in this area, another leg to the downside. So this is going to be basically your swing low that you don't want to see any closures below. All right. If this is going to remain bullish, this could just be a lot of volatility coming in, all the sellers engaging as Bitcoin was pulling back and everything else. So you want to see this thing start to put in higher highs and higher lows. So look for a lower high support to form once we make a high. All right. As long as we're trading underneath this bullish candle right here at 27.422, this level, as long as you're unable to close an 8-hour candle above that, this is still going to be bearish. You need to get that 8-hour closure above that level, preferably above the closing price of that bullish candle as well, because that will invalidate the whole candle. Meaning shorters stepped up to the plate and it was a swing and miss. So basically at that point, I would then be looking for higher low support to form, looking to get long. Solid TA on BTC. Thanks. No, thank you, Kenneth, for being here, my man. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. I will get to your comments, I promise. Just give me a second to get through this stuff. Thank you very much, Darren Marshall. Might as well have your second. I appreciate it, man. You guys are awesome. Awesome group of people we have here. All right, let me get back over here to the charts. Sorry, that's gone too. All right, here we go. So we looked at that and that. Let's go look at Stellar. Stellar's, I got a lot of madness going on here. So I haven't looked at Stellar in a while. We were consolidating in this range. All right, so basically I wanted to see a break out of this range right here. I didn't like this price action in here. So when we took up out of there, that was a nice long entry. You have since came back down and you have retested the range. All right, so basically we'll use that lower swing candle because it's the last one right here. And you did get a test of that area. All right, so that is going to be the bottom end of the range for now. You can see right here what I'm talking about. You did get an 8-hour closure above this last bullish candle, and you closed above its closing price as well. This candle right here is the one I'm talking about. You got this closure right here above this candle. That's important. You can see that it is currently trading with this one right here. This is where other area that short sellers are going to look to re-engage the market. So moving forward, what I will be doing is I will be looking for higher low support to come in at the very lowest at 0.381135 right here. Now there's no guarantee that it even will come back down there, as old resistance tends to become new support in a lot of cases. So you could find support right there at 419223. All right. My favorite area obviously would be this down here, as the risk to reward would be so much better than buying it up here. All right. Because you still have a lot of stuff up here that can, form as resistance, to say the very least. Now, as far as bearishness goes, this looks a lot less bearish than at ETH BTC or something like that. So in my opinion, this looks like it's ramping up for another leg to the upside. So on Stellar, we're going to be looking for the lower highs or higher low support to form, and I'll keep you posted through the week as to where I think that's going to happen. But for now, my first two levels are 419223, this level here, and then obviously this level down here at 381135. All right, that's it on Stellar. Let's go look at Compound. Compound's not really doing anything. It looks like the bears are still firmly in control of this. It's bullish overall, very bullish in the long term compared to the last several months. But as of right now, the bears do have it. It's not really making big moves. The ranges aren't very big. You do have nice, big, solid ranges and then smaller ranges. So it's kind of trading sideways. This is your range. All right, this is your range, 356.70. And then your upside range is, I've just used this candle, the swing high. So that's your upside range. So as long as you're trading within these two areas, you can possibly be chopped apart. Right now, you're coming down to test this area of support, or to see if it will hold as support, as it did hold as support briefly for these last two sessions over there. So it's all about seeing what happens in the session coming up, and then obviously the overnight session. If you're unable to close an 8-hour candle below 397.11, might be a good spot to look for bullish entries, targeting this area up here. All right, because if the bulls are going to get control, they're going to want to target that. So that's if you want to trade range bound. If you want to take it safe or play it safe on Compound, you can wait for a breakout to the upside or to the downside. Obviously, that's going to be a lot of missed opportunity inside of that range, but that's just the way it is. There's other things to look at currently. So in my opinion, it's a non-issue. Uni's consolidating, which is okay. Had a nice stab down. Let me get these lines off. Had a nice stab down. Tested support, got a nice bounce out of there, came back down and tested support again. However, not that support. So we have to go find why it bounced from there. Not really seeing anything at all to give it a bounce from there, other than this maybe right here, these two candles, bodies, openings and closings. You didn't get there, so you got front ran a little bit. This is just sideways trading. So let's see what happens on Uni. Give it a little bit more time. I don't like to see it just unable to even get a closure back above these prior bullish close. I would love to see a close above that, but it's not doing it. We still have 2 hours on this 8-hour candle, so give it some time. Once again, it's just range bound. You got a lot of stuff down here. I mean, there's no real obvious area to find a support zone, so we will leave that one alone for now. Balancer is absolutely doing nothing as well. Had a nice push up out of here, but just as soon as you ran into trouble, meaning these bullish candles up here, you got rejected. Now, I do like the fact that this bearish candle right here only came back down and tested roughly the midpoint of this bullish candle. And since you have an outside range candle, so here is your trend candle, inside range candle, and then outside range candle, meaning you took out the low of that candle and the high of that candle. So we may have some strength right now. I want to see an 8-hour closure above this swing high right here. All of this nonsense. Get an 8-hour closure up above that. Then we can look for this bearish opening price to act as support moving forward for higher low support. So get up here, close around this area, come back down, test this. That's when I will look to enter this thing bullish. All right, so now that's all I had for basically the USD pairings. All right, so let me get here. Wait a minute. Let's just go ahead for the Doge people out there. They're going to ask to see Doge. We'll go ahead and take care of that. Doge is consolidating and has been consolidating for several days. All right, so you made this bullish push out of this area. That's going to offer up an area right there. And then obviously the closing price of that bearish candle. Now you did get a closure below that, but then you had the very next day a bullish candle that closed above that candle. So as of right now, this looks decent for support. It has to hold though. It absolutely has to hold. You go into an 8-hour time frame or 4-hour at the very minimum. I don't like a 4-hour on this asset. As you can see, the last several 4-hour candles have just been range bound. So, and you're making lower highs within that as well. Doesn't really look good. Doesn't really look good. Now, since you did have this move up and then a retest, the bulls were in control, but they're not anywhere now. I am going to expect a pretty good size range candle come out of this other area, whether it's to the upside or to the downside. All right. But currently, this right here has to hold a support. That level 0.04949. All right. You get a 4-hour closure below that, 4-hour closure below this. This thing's heading lower, and you can look for this area first and then ultimately this swing low. All right. 4-hour closure below there. You're heading to here and then here. All right. So that would offer up a selling opportunity possibly. We will see. We will see. Volume is shoddy on this thing at best. You can see the declining volume with declining prices. So this bounce right here could have just been a dead cat bounce, and it got sold into. Currently, right now, it does look like the bears are in more control than the bulls. All right, so on BTC, Doge BTC, it looks a little better. Not much, but it is consolidating above the last area where it was low. So there is no liquidity in this. None whatsoever. You see these 4-hour candles, how they look almost the same size. Those are ticks. All right. There's no liquidity in this. These are hour candles, and you're getting 3 ticks per hour candle. Tick, 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 tick. That's it. That's your hourly candle. Not much trading going on in this thing. If you are looking for a position on this, be extremely careful, as you will get chopped up. You can see a nasty wick come out of this, just like we saw on Kraken last week. All right. There's more liquidity in the USD pairing versus this asset. So I can't trade it as I'm with Kraken. Kraken doesn't allow us to trade this thing, or I haven't been able to find it. And I wouldn't trade it anyways, because there is no fundamental reasons why to buy this thing other than Elon Musk and Wall Street Bets pumping it. I mean, everybody that knows what Dogecoin is, it is just a joke. It was made as a joke. And as far as I know, it still is a joke. But if they start hiring people and then they start changing their fundamental structure, then maybe it becomes a company worth investing in. In my opinion, it's dangerous. And I mean, if you got a pretty decent trading background with you, hey, by all means, take off. If you're new, I wouldn't mess with this asset. There are plenty other ones to look at. All right, Aave's came off ever since it made its nice bullish run. All right, this purple line was just basically, I think I just basically put it there for that wick. But you can see you did get a daily closure below it. Yesterday we tested it and traded back away from it. We are currently testing it again right now, today. All right. But in my opinion, that's not the level that's going to be matter. I mean, it's not the level that matters. All right. As far as I'm concerned, the momentum's to the downside. You can see right here's your daily market structure that price is adhering to, right? So far, that's good. Now we need proof from the bulls that they are in fact looking to buy this. We need a daily closure above 363.75. A daily closure above that level, above this swing high or these market structure, these candle closes and openings, the swing high, the wick high is going to be the bullish target. So that's what they're going to try to aim for first. If they could get up into there, maybe possibly into the low of these or the closing price of this bearish candle and then a retrace, that level will be a good level to look for higher support. So I'm waiting for bulls to prove the asset, make sure we get a bullish push, then look for a lower high, and then look to enter. All right. DOT XBT is looking nice. It's just extremely bullish. I do not like these wicks. That's Kraken for you, and we have to deal with it. There's no point in complaining about it because complaining does nothing for anybody. You know what I'm saying? So as of right now, there's nothing to do. Nothing to see here. I'm not in it. If you're not in it, you can't look to get in it. Not while you're trading above this area. You need a pullback. All right. There's your first area, but that's so close to the highs, I wouldn't enter there. Can it hold support there? Absolutely it can. I don't know where price is going to hold support. I have no clue. I know this from doing this for so long, where price generally finds support. So I mark those areas on my chart and I watch for price to show me that it has found support at those areas. First area that I want to see a support test is 61,275 right here. All right, 61275. There's really, it's hard to really, you got another level down here, but it was tested 2 times. This wick tested everything. So yeah, and it was bought up. I wish I would have been watching that. I would have bought that. I'd have bought this wick. Flash crashes, I don't mind buying them. Even if I get stopped out, I don't even care. Because you might get lucky and find something like that. Boom. Right back up where it came from. This was, I don't know what caused this. I still haven't looked at news, but I don't even care about the news. In my opinion, news is FUD. I watch price and price alone with other technical indicators sometimes. All right, let me see here. No, this isn't even Kraken's list. There we go. There was something else that I wanted to look at. Was not that. LTC, not that. Was it EOS? No. All right. I don't remember what it was. All right, well, let's just go look at the dominance chart. The dominance chart for a new guy, for all you newer traders, this is not a tradable asset. This is based on market cap of all other cryptocurrencies and stuff like that. But it does look like a tradable asset, and it forms patterns like a tradable asset. So basically, there's a trend line that I just took in. I don't know where exactly I got it from. Looks like I got it from all the way back here. That's not my style. I always use the very low, because there is that when you use the very low or the very high, that takes out all subjectivity. All the subjectivity. You don't have did it break down or didn't it. If you got it tacked to lows, you get a breakdown and a close below, you know it was a breakdown. There's no doubt about it because you got that close below. We did get that, and it's moving out of there. Looks like it's trying to hold this area. So I don't know. I don't know what that's going to be. I do believe that ETH is going to be strong against Bitcoin eventually. I just don't know when that's going to take place. All right. So as of right now, that's my favorite one against Bitcoin, is this one right here. This one right here. All right. I like this one the best. So do a lot of ETH fans. They are looking at this area right here to hold a support. So we will see. A lot of buyers are going to be looking to buy this area. If I get shown that bullishness, then I'm going to be buying myself on a pullback. ADA XBT is super bullish. There's nothing to do there. All right, so let me look at the comments. Let me see what you guys want to see. Just bear with me, as it's a little bit difficult to read this thing sometimes. And once again, thank you very much for the super chats, guys. I really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Good evening to you, my brother. Good evening to you, Mohammed. What is up? How are you, Mr. Cosman? Appreciate you showing up. Hi from a new C.T.M guy in Australia. That's awesome, man. Nice to have you. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the team. There's tons of value you are going to find inside of that. Tons of value. That's why I stay there. You know what I mean? I love Jordan to death. He's an honest person, and there's not many honest people left in this world. You are better than Jordan. We have different styles, Trader XS. Jordan is more of a long-term investor / swing trader. He likes to take the less positions he can take, the better off he feels. Jordan can literally take 1 to 10 trades a year, and that's it, and makes his year. We just have different styles. I don't think that I could say I'm better than him or that he's better than me. You know what I mean? Different styles. He's got a lot more money than me, so that's got to count for something. What is up, Brandon? Yes, sir, I'm live. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just noticed the tune playing in the background. Yep, Mr. Hempville. If the music's bothering you guys, I can shut it off. I like it. It keeps me in the zone, so that's why I have it on. And I got something worked out with YouTube, so they let me play it. Nice. Sorry I'm late. Didn't know I was live. It's all good, dude. It's all good. Thank you, Mr. Marshall, for the super chat. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Loving this analysis so far. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I hope it helps. Hope it helps. I know it will help. I absolutely know it will. This information I'm giving you guys, you can absolutely turn your life around with it. It's no joke. I'm not saying that to be conceited or cocky. It's the style that I use every day to rip out trades 2-3 times a week, every single week, week in and week out. So, yeah, honesty is hard to find. It sure is. That's why I love Jordan so much. I love what he's trying to do, help people. You know what I'm saying? He's doing a good job of it too. That room's filling up. Finally, something to look at. Swap ADA for Bitcoin. I'm late to take ADA peak. No. All right. Here's the thing about that. If I directly answer that question for you, then that would be me giving you financial advice. So let me answer the question as what I would do. Would I get rid out of ADA if I got in it lower for Bitcoin? If I am reading that correction correctly, Bitcoin's at a great spot, in my opinion, to look for buying opportunities, as you've had a nice pullback, a pretty nice pullback, 23%, maybe a little more with a wick or so. That's a pretty good area to put a little bit of Bitcoin on. That doesn't mean go buy it with every cent that you have, take a mortgage out on your house and just buy Bitcoin. No, buy Bitcoin with an amount of money that you don't care to lose. Makes investing a whole lot easier when you're not worried about the amount of money that you're red. You know what I'm saying? You grow slowly over time. That's the best way. The best way. A smooth, slow growing equity curve. Every investor on the face of the planet would kill 3 men to have a slow, smooth, upside equity curve. That's what it's all about. I don't know if I'd swap ADA. ADA, there's a lot of stuff that's going on with Cardano right now. A lot of stuff. Obviously, look at this price action. A lot of people's looking at it. A lot of people's buying it. So there's a reason for that. There's a reason why ADA is being so bullish against Bitcoin. And there's also a reason why ADA is so bullish against the dollar. Because really, right now, out of all the crypto pairs that I've looked at, ADA seems to be the one most people are buying. All right. because it's most bullish. It's that simple. I love that music, and the TA is awesome. Appreciate it. BNB USD, please. Absolutely. How can I forget BNB? My mind's on a lot of other things, so obviously we'll look at it. Let me go ahead and look at this. So it's calculated by TradingView, but it's all right. It doesn't look terrible. So this was an explosive move. I guess I don't have to tell you that. The size of that is insane. Insane. Once you broke out above this high up here, you just went on an absolute monstrosity of a tear, cracking in almost 700% to the upside. Obviously, it's going to pull back. Looks like it is trying to find support down here, indicated by the wicks. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that there's buying pressure, because on the smaller time frame, this could just be a pullback. But as you can see, you're getting your closes up in that area as well, which is absolutely phenomenal. That's what you want to see. All right, so right here is your lowest closing price. So that is your lowest swing low. That is going to be near-term area where you do not want to see an 8-hour closure below. All right, that's why it's on the chart. 214 spot 744. You do not want to see a 4-hour closure below that. First off, what I want to see on ADA or BNB, apologies, is I would want to see an 8-hour closure above 247 spot 92. I don't care if it doesn't get a closure above that area. You get a closure above that area, that's enough for me. And I would look for buying opportunities for it to come back down and test this all of this right here. You can see I can just put a line across all 4 of those candles, and it lines up pretty good. All right, it's not exactly perfect, but it's pretty good. That's right there is where you're finding a little bit of resistance right now. Now, with all that said, you do have a lower close. All right, this, when you came off hard. You put in a low, you put in a high. That was a lower high. All right, next run lower, you got another lower close, and then a bounce, another lower high. So currently in the near term meaning since you made the high back on the 19th of February, you are in a downtrend near term. As of right now, the bears are in control. So what you want to wait for is you want to wait to get a higher high and then a higher low. And you want to look to enter on the higher low if possible, or a little bit above it. Doesn't have to be exact. But as of right now, you can see it is having trouble getting a closure above these candles. You want that closure. I'm not interested in this to the bullish side until I get a closure above 247 spot 92, because this could just be another lower high forming. And in fact, with this type of price action, what I would be looking to do if I had funds on Binance is I would be looking to sell that. That would be a great selling opportunity. Doesn't mean it'll work, but it would be a trade, a decent one at that. That's how price action works. Once you make a lower low and a lower high, chances are you're going to make another one. All right. So you need to start seeing proof that the bulls are actually in control by making higher highs and higher lows, preferably on an 8-hour time frame. Now, I know a lot of you shorter miner traders like myself don't want to wait that long, but you just gotta get that out of your head. You got to. You are trading with inside of this leg down on less than the midpoint range of that leg down. That's not very bullish. If I throw a fib just simply from that high to that low, you can see that you have not been able to close and not even a 1-hour candle above that leg down. All right, so that leg down is just a candle on a higher time frame. So you're trading at the midpoint of that candle, so to speak, like a weekly possibly. Let's go see. No, not quite. Daily. There it is right there. You're trading with inside of this last daily candle. That's not strength. That is not strength. That's weakness. You want to see trading outside of this daily range. Once you get that, then you can look for possible buying opportunities when you form support at a higher area. All right. As of right now, the bears are firmly in control of the sell-off. It is a cheaper price to buy. All right. It is a cheaper price to buy. and you have found support right there. So that was your last area before the explosion out, right? So that's basically what I'm trying to teach you. When you have an area like that, you trade up into it, you reject, then you explode out of that area, and you don't come back to retest it. Generally, at some point in time, price will probably come back to retest that. That's what we got with this push lower. We simply retested this old breakout area. So moving forward, this tried to get a bullish push, but if you can see on what's this, a 4-hour chart even, you did not get a higher close on a 4-hour candle than these two candles right here, right? Did not get a higher close than those two candles. Perfect selling opportunity. Boom, there you are. Now, this is not able to get back down to this level, which is what I would have assumed would have happened, but it did not. For whatever reason, it stopped right there. Let's go into a smaller time frame chart, see if we can find out why. Nothing on an hourly. There you are. There is your reason why. So on your leg down, right here is your leg down, came down, made this lower swing high, another low, went up, made a lower swing high, and your last low right there. All right. That's what's holding it. You got a couple candles in there. I do not like that. So let's go find the exact candle. There isn't one. See, trading, crypto does not trade nearly as good as Forex does, but it's close. So that's your area right there. I don't know why. That means nothing to me. That held price. So like I said, you let price show you where it's holding. Now, moving forward, we definitely want to see that hold. All right. I don't think it will. It's possible. I mean, anything's possible. This thing could tear out of here tonight and be trading at 22.96. I mean, there's no way to tell where it's going to go. But right now, you're trading in a very tight range. So you will have a pretty outsized move to the downside or to the upside once you break out of that. All right. Once you break out of that, it's going to have a pretty big candle. EGLD USD. Absolutely. EGLD USD. This is new for me. I'm going to look at it on Binance. Actually, let's look at it on Finex. I don't like the calculated by trading view charts because they tend to be a lot more wiki than usual. All right. So you're bullish and you've gotten a pop right here. This is nice. It's constructive. All right. It's constructive. You made your swing low, came down here. That's your swing low, and you've since traded out of there. Excuse me. Now, let me put a line right here. All right. That's your area you need to get a closure above. You can see when you traded into that, you got rejected so far 3 times. Get an 8-hour closure above that line. That line's at 140 spot 59. You can look for this thing to move higher. At that point, I would look for this area down here to hold a support right there. So get a closure above there, then let it roll over, come down, find that higher area to take off from like a rocket. And that, my friends, if that's how it works out, will be the area that it takes off from like a bat out of hell, because that's where everybody that's wanting to buy this will be looking to enter, but they're just like us. We have to let price show us. We can't just randomly think and, hey, this looks like a good spot. I mean, you can if you're holding this asset for multiple years. Yeah, you can buy it right now. If you're not looking, it's just an investment, long-term investment. Is that a good spot? Is that a good spot? It looks constructive. The overall chart looks bullish. It's as bullish as can be. As bullish as can be. So somebody's showing interest in this. All right. It's definitely bullish. So let's go in here. That was basically what I'm looking for. What you got to look for too. Let's see if we get that on a 4-hour. All right. So you did get a close, multiple closes above that swing high right there. All right. So Moving forward, scratch this, move it up here. See what happens right there. 123 spot 84. If you get down there, see if that area holds a support. If you get that, yeah, be a good spot to look for an entry. Because you did get higher closes on the 8-hour better because there's 3 8-hour candles in each daily candles range, and there's 3 trading sessions in each daily candles range, being the Asian, London, and New York. So that's why I like to get those 8-hour closures, because they're basically session closures. On a 4-hour, you're trading like half session closes, and you get a lot of the same size candles on 4-hour candles. So this looks good. All right, let's see what happens at 123 spot 84. You do not want a 4-hour closure below that level. If you get that 4-hour closure below that level, you're possibly coming down here to test this level right here at 113 spot 3. So as long as you're unable to close a 4-hour candle below that area, find the lowest wick. That would be a good spot to put your stop. Not financial advice, but that's how I would look to trade it. I don't think I can trade it. I haven't seen it on Kraken, so I've never charted this before in my life. I hope that helps. Link and vet. Absolutely, I will. We'll look at the USD first on Link. So Link showing, let me just get rid of this real quick. All right, so Link's trading in this range. You are trying to push up out of there. You did make a higher low market structure, all right, higher than this low, and you have traded up out of that area. The key is to get above 28 spot 08, all right? This is the key, to get a closure above that, then look for a retest and look to get long. If you're looking to buy this, that's what I would be waiting for, all right? As of right now, the sellers are still in control. Yes, you made a higher low, but you still haven't taken out your highs yet. You haven't made your higher high. The higher high is what is important. That is what will entice buyers back into the asset, because they're like me. They're going to be like, well, we have made a higher high, so I'm looking to buy pullback entries on it. So that's why this style works. But you have to be patient enough to wait on that. All right. As of right now, that's just a selling opportunity. Until you get a closure above this swing high, this is just a selling opportunity for bears. And that's the only way you can look at it. Now, is it possible that you could buy the low end of the range? Absolutely. If you like to buy ranges and sell, high end ranges, price does range more than it trends. So it is a valid trading strategy. I just don't use it. All right. I just don't use it. I like my strategy the best. That's why I stuck with it. That's why I'm teaching it. It's just, in my opinion, it's the best, most simplest and practical way to teach people how to get this. All right. Everything you need in a profitable trading strategy is the candles. Horizontal support and resistance levels with the help of trend lines. Only with the help of trend lines. With this big spike down, a trend line wouldn't even look good on that. So there's no point in putting it on there. But yeah, just wait on that, all right, for Link USD. Let's wait and see if it can catch support roughly around this area here. Would be great. If it holds up there, that means, this bullish candle has to mean something, right? And it did close above this swing high. So it does look like bulls are trying to get this thing pushed higher. But this is the swing high that we need to take out first. Anything in here is a selling opportunity. And what was your other one? Give me a second. These things move around so much. 2K subs. What? I don't know if I have 2K subs. Do I even have 2K subs? I appreciate it. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, let me see if I can. Thank you very much, Karen, for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Love your candle analysis method. Keep up the good work. I absolutely will. Absolutely will. All right, so there's that one. Love the Euro USD super chat. Did I miss that one, Tom? No, that was Darren Marshall. And then all right, maybe I'm just, apologies. Where were we at? GBT at a discount. I don't trade GBTC myself, Zach. I just like to buy spot price on exchange. That's how I like to do it. That's my favorite way of doing it. Spot price on exchange. You are more than welcome, Thomas. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here. I'm having a hard time finding that other vet. Thank you, baby. Vet. Appreciate it. All right, VET. VeChain. Yeah, it's pretty much doing the same thing. It's like this swing high is what's it's having trouble with. Give me a second. Let me get off this calculated value. We'll go look at FinX. All right. So instead of the wicks, I get gaps. It's all good. Yeah, it's doing the same thing. There's no play on this until you take out this swing high. And the reason is because as long as you're trading underneath that level, we'll put a level right here on the chart. As long as you're trading underneath this 4-hour candle, if I can get it on there at 0.0432 right here, as long as you're trading under that, that is more bearish than bullish. All right. So anytime price gets up into this area, new short sellers are going to be shorting this. I wouldn't be. I mean, let's go look at an 8-hour. Yeah, I mean, the bears are still in control, even of the RSI. You're still trading way underneath the 50 level. Some people like to use the 40 level or the 45 level to be the bearish control zone on the RSI, but either way, whatever floats your boat, it still looks like the bears are in control. Now, this is bullish. Obviously, you've had consolidation, you made a high, and you've traded away from the high because you wasn't able to get back above the high. So generally, that's what happens. You're going to go one way, either up or down, and there was more aggressiveness to the downside. People were losing faith in all of this when it was pushing up and it could not get up there. And then you had this big candle here. People just sold that pop. And then boom, you had your flush down. Pop up. Look where you tested. Beautiful. Right there, that bullish candle. That's your selling opportunity. Boom, another push to the downside. Now you're consolidating back and forth in a range simply because the bears do not want to tempt it any lower. All right. Basically, they're backing off when they're getting down into this area. They're exiting their positions. So now you have retail traders trying to get this thing under control. Need a break above this swing high on VeChain. You get that, look for high or low support. All right. Then you can look to enter long. If you break down, you're going lower. Possibly down here. All right, I don't like that. Let's go to an 8-hour. I don't like pulling levels on 4-hour charts unless it's right next to near-term price. So that's your second level. If you get an 8-hour closure below this level, you're attacking this swing low right here, and you're possibly going all the way down there. That level's 2919400. All right. So you want to see that 8-hour closure above 4328600. This level. Get that 8-hour closure above. And then look for an area of support to come into play. That would be the best spot. All right. Henry Chang, EGLD has been so good to me in the past. Loving the potential breakout. It looked good. It did. It didn't look terrible. Absolutely. BTC. All right, let's go back to the king. I don't have any problems talking about Bitcoin ever. Let me just make sure I'm not passing anybody up. Just left Australia AU 4 days ago, now living in the USA. Welcome to America. First time viewer, jumped in because Jordan kept mentioning your name. Love your work. He's very impressed. Much respect. Hey, man, thank you so much. That's very, very kind. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right, back to the Bitcoin. If I missed you, just throw it down in the chat and I will find it. All right. Daily close, Ray Liotta. Ray Liotta. There it is again. I must really sound like Ray Liotta. All right, here we go. Bitcoin. Bitcoin's bullish. All right, we're done with Bitcoin. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So basically, if you're new, all right, let's check this out. So we are looking for a daily closure to get above the 50% retracement off of this bearish leg to the downside. All right. That's that level right there. All I do when I use the fibs is am I only looking for that level or possibly the 618. Other than that, I do not care. So I get my level. Boom. That's the 50% marker. You can see once we got up in that area, people sold their positions, and as well as short sellers got reinitiated back into short positions. So as of right now, Bitcoin is consolidating. You can see that Bitcoin found support at my market structure levels that I'm trying to teach you guys to look for support. You can see that, boom, perfect. Closed back above. Next candle was a bullish candle out of that area. Now you're working with this down here. Will this hold? I don't think so. Chances are it's coming right back down here to test this 44,854 level. As long as you're not closing 8-hour candles below that, that's very good. That's very constructive. However, I'm looking for some consolidation in this range here would be preferable if possible. So from 51 to 44, if we can stay inside of that range and basically bounce from high to low in that range, that would be all Bitcoin needs in order to take another leg to the upside. Can it be possible that Bitcoin's looking to take another leg to the downside? Absolutely it is. What would that look like? Well, 31% puts you right about there. So let's throw a line on there. Boom. There you go. Next level to look for support if you break below here is 39,080 spot 76. That's going to be the very next level that I would look for support hold. And in my opinion, that would be a good enough run to the downside. Generally, sometimes, not always, but I noticed a lot in my trading years that if an asset is bullish, extremely bullish, buyers will give short sellers two legs to the downside. I don't know why. For whatever reason, it just seems like it happens frequently. So you can count this as one leg right here to the downside. Count all this as consolidation. If we get another leg to the downside, that would be your second leg. So you'd have your impulse, corrective phase, impulse to the downside. That's where I'd be looking for Bitcoin to find support. Absolutely. 39,080. That's, I think, like I said, 30 something percent. Let's go back and check it. That'd be 32% from the highs. So your old all-time high is right there as well. So that would even put you underneath the old all-time high price, which would be glorious, because people are going to they're going to have a line right here on this old all-time high. And they're going to be looking to buy that at $42,000 even. And it may be a good spot to buy. If you want to watch that level, watch it. Bitcoin trades technical. It does respect wick highs and wick lows sometimes. And that being the old all-time high, that's absolutely possible that it could find support there. One of these three areas, I'm absolutely looking for Bitcoin to hold support. Then I will look for consolidation and a leg up out of there. And then the sky's the limit. The sky is the limit. Just a measured move of all of this nonsense puts you roughly around $70,000. I mean, it's got some room to run, man. It's got some room to run, and we know that a lot of billionaires are buying it. So it's nothing, as far as I'm concerned, but bullish. Heath is the best market reader on YouTube. I appreciate that, Mattia. Apologies if I'm messing your name up. I don't understand why anyone would have over $100 on Doge. Yeah, I don't have anything on Doge. Not 1 cent. It's, I don't know. DNTGRT. All right, this is another asset I do not trade, but I will look at it for you. DNTGRT. Oh, it's not. All right, I got you. DNTUSD and then GRT. Here we go. Coinbase got a chart on it. It looks all right. Let's just get something down here. Let's just see what we got going on there. It looks all right, although it did not work. Just bear with me one moment. That caught it. All right. As long as you're trading above that trend line, you're in good shape. All right. You don't necessarily want to buy it right here either, because it's the same scenario. You need to get a higher swing high. You need to get a higher high and then a higher low. Then that makes the opportunity better. Like I said, more buyers will be looking to jump in at that point. So currently you're making basically like a wedge pattern or something similar to it. I am not a pattern trader, but we'll throw this on here just like that. Kind of did breach it already, so we'll use that one right there. So yeah, it could be something. So first place you want to see a closure above is 0.2638873. This bullish candle, you got to get a closure above that. Now, I don't know how much impact, if any, that trend line is going to have on price, but I got news for you. If you get a breakout above that and you close an 8-hour candle above this bullish candle's closing price at 278303, look for this area to come back in as support, or possibly this area right down here. All right, because that will be your last bearish candle since you pushed higher. So that area could possibly offer up support. That's only if you get a breakout. All right, so you got to wait for the breakout, and then you got to wait for it to come back in, which would possibly put it around here. So you'd have a little bit of confluence coming in there with that descending trend line as well as your market structure level. So it looks like it's trying to break out. Looks like it's trying to break out. If you wait for the breakout, you'd be a lot better off than just anticipating the breakout. All right, because you can see right here that this stuff works, man. Look at that. Boom. Last bullish candle, had a price leg away, pushed up. Where did you push up? Right into that horizontal line, and then you sold off again. And you made a lower close, lower than these candles. You didn't make a lower low as far as the wick, but the candle bodies is what matters, not the wicks. The wicks are targets. Wicks are targets. Get that. Wicks are targets. We look at candle bodies to make trading decisions upon. And your other one was GRT, USD. Right there it is. All right. Looks like we just looked at this. I can't remember what I got that from. Why is that there? So it has been a long time since I've looked at it. All right, so let me just take this one over here. This is the last bearish candle. You've already got to close back below that level. So if this is going to head lower, this candle is going to close below that line. If this candle closes above the high of this previous bearish candle, then this could be a fake out move to the downside, and it could be heading higher. But it's the same principle. You got to get a higher high. You must, because right now everything up into this price right here is going to be a selling opportunity. Anything above that, that's different. That is different. Look for higher low support. All right. Wait on that first, please, because as of right now, you're making higher or lower highs and higher lows. Lower highs and lower lows. You're currently trading in a triangular range. All right. So that would also get you up out of all of that nonsense. So as of right now, there's nothing to do on this thing. It's not looking so good. I mean, it's not bad either. Don't take that the wrong way. I'm not saying that this is bad. You should, if you own any of it, you should sell it all. I'm just talking about this range not looking so good. Just that area of price. The truth matters. I put 75 USD in Doge. I took my nice profits and ran. Nice job, Thomas. Link BTC. Yep. Oh, that's Litecoin. There we go. Link BTC. All right. Found support right in the middle of all this nonsense right here. But there's something there because that wick and that wick. That tells me that on a lower time frame, there is a bearish candle there. That is your lowest area of support. Since you've already closed above, well, you haven't closed above yet, but you want to get to close above this right here. You're currently working on it. All right, currently working on it. You could come up here and test this. As long as you close above this bearish candle back down here, that could be your support. So let me get rid of all this other nonsense so I'm not confusing anybody. All right, so right here, come back down to 54304, this line here, taken from the opening price of that bearish candle. As long as you're not closing 8-hour candles below that, possibly heading higher. If it can get a nice strong push up at least to this level, that would let us know for sure. It's fighting with this structure right here is what it's currently fighting with, but that's the actual level where short sellers will be looking to sell. So just give it time. Once it gets up there, you'll probably see a bounce, meaning it'll come back away from it. You get a closure above it though, man. It's good. There might be something happening. Might be something happening on Link XBT. It's not the most best looking chart in the world though. I mean, you had a nice big strong bullish push and you gave every bit of that back. Now you have put in a low on a 3-day time frame right here, and since you have not came back and tested it low, you tested that bullish candle right there. No, I don't like it. It'd be that bearish candle. Apologies. Right there. So you tested that, and you had a bounce, and you closed up here. So I want to see this get above that 3-day candle. The closing price of this current 3-day candle closes on Monday. I want to see it close above this candle's opening price. As long as you get that, then yeah. But like I said, that market structure level on the 8-hour chart, that's going to be where sellers are going to look to sell this thing. But something's going on here. You have a strong push, and you haven't taken it out yet. But as long as you're making lower highs and, market looks like that, and then you're probably going to take that out. That's why it's so important to wait on bullish pops and wait on higher low support. That way you're not buying a falling knife. Because right now, currently, the sellers are in control of this asset, even with this bullish price, because they have not been able to prove it since then. Since then, it's just been the bears the whole way. It's consolidation. It's not coming off massively hard. All right. You can see up here, it was coming off 1, 2, 3, 4 3-day bearish candles in a row. You got 3 here, but it was slow price action, not fast. Big breakdown to the downside here. Yeah, it's chopping back and forth. So sellers are going to look to sell this until you get above that area up there. Then they'll start looking to buy it. But that's a long time to wait. So if you're looking to get in it, at least wait till you get an 8-hour closure above this 8-hour candle. At the very least. At the very least. All right. Heath, when you exit your Bitcoin at the cycle top, will it be limit orders or market? Do you happen to know about BlockFi? Only market orders. Yeah, I don't trade on BlockFi. I'm in America and I use American brokers, American regulated brokers, and I don't use a VPN because they can basically, you can get in a lot of trouble for that. Yes, if I suspect that Bitcoin's at a market cycle top, I will look to exit some of my Bitcoin. I will always hold on to some of it. Always. I'll never sell it. I'll give that to my kids and their kids' kids or whatever. But yeah, but we wait on blow off tops, like big market moves, massive, like 45% drop in 1 week, something like that. Yeah, I'd be looking to get out possibly on a push higher. I'm not going to panic sell in that red candle. I wait for a higher push to test at least the midpoint of that blow off top candle. And you will get that. You will get that almost every time. Price moves in waves, and you just got to learn how to catch them waves, just like a surfer. But I'm apologies on the BlockFi front, man. I cannot help you, my friend. Jordan can. Jordan knows a lot about BlockFi, but I unfortunately do not. BQXUSD Voyager token. All right. It's only calculated by TradingView. Looking good. Looking good, man. So you do have a double top. Pattern traders are going to be selling that. It's a target, in my opinion. Boom. Right there. So if we find support, I would be targeting that area. There's nothing close. Let's go into a smaller time frame. Yeah, I mean, that's your last bearish candle, but that is still holding price. Boom, right there. Still holding it. I got news for you. If the bears cannot get an 8-hour closure below that level, this thing's going probably to back up there. Where did that wick go? Where's that wick? Come on, Trading View. I go to a daily chart. There's a wick there. See it? I go to an 8-hour time frame. The wick is gone. And I just have a free floaty. All right, whatever. Yeah, man. Yeah, as long as you're closing 8-hour candles on this side of that white line, that might be a possible bullish opportunity. What you could do is you could wait on like a C.T.M entry method for a swing trade, not trading advice. But if you get a bullish candle that takes out like this candle's high, like say perhaps the next 8-hour candle, you take out that high, that's a C.T.M entry, because that will be looked like it has held support right there, and then you made a higher high. Stop would be below that wick right there, and me targeting that high would be better than a 2-to-1 trade. So there it is. Yeah, I like it. That's what I'd be looking for right now, price action. So let's put a thingy right here over that candle. Let's use that wick. It won't quite be a 2-to-1 trade, but you don't have to go much higher, and you will be. Bulls are still firmly in control. You did have slight bearish divergence on the 8-hour chart, but I don't pay too much attention to bearish divergence. And also, in reality, that bearish divergence move has already played out. So that's a decent looking trade. You don't want to see no 4-hour or 8-hour closure. 8-hour closure below that level. All right. If you do get that, then the bears are trying to regain control. As of right now, they're not in control. Those are not big bearish candles. They're slow moving bearish candles, if that makes any sense. No problem, John. You are welcome. Hello, sir. Thank you for your work and spending time on us. Apology. I almost said US 1 because I live in Florida, and US 1's a massive highway right out front of my house almost. Hello, sir. Thank you for your work and spending time on us. I watched Jordan on the C.T.M. Also, I'm going to enroll soon. I'm a bit older. I'm really enjoying your speed. Yeah, I talk slow for that. I talk slow on purpose. Basically, it's easier to understand what I'm trying to say instead of getting on here and rambling off a million words per second and you not understanding what I said. So if I take it nice and slow, nice and easy, maybe it'll sink in. Don't stress about not being in the C.T.M. right now. My channel is Jordan puts out YouTube videos every day. I put out YouTube videos frequently. Brandon does too. There's tons of info right there. When you can afford to do so, man, we'd love to have you. There is a ton of value inside of the course material, as well as you get access to the Discord server, which is where I'm at every single day, throwing trades around like it ain't nothing. I throw trades out all the time in that. But we will be more than welcome to have you. Any thoughts on Aave? Ben, yes, sir. I did Aave a little bit earlier, but I'll do it again real quick. Let me go find it. There, let me just punch it in. That's the old-fashioned way. Quit being lazy. Coinbase. It's trying to stay above this trend line. That's old. Let me get rid of that. That's old. Let me get rid of that. This was a target. If you're new to my channel, anytime you see a just a ray coming off of a wick high, that was an old target. You see that target was hit. This is your bearish target down here, this wick low, but we have to wait and see. It is holding that trend line, but I just took the trend line from right here. It's rather near term price. I don't like the trend line as much as I like the market structure level right here. Let me stretch this out. Apologies, I'm losing the ability to hold my mouse. You can see that it tested it very nice and easily and closed way up off of it at a higher push, but that higher push was resulted in sellers re-engaging. So you did get a lower close than this area here with this bearish candle. All right, you have not had a very strong bullish move out of there. So as of right now, I would stand by. I would absolutely get rid of that trend line, as it is probably more than likely going to be destroyed in the next session or two. This area right here at 294.08 is an area to look for support hold. Doesn't mean it will hold support there. It's an area to look for support to hold. All right. Anything lower than that, I would use this. Let me see. Yeah, that's it. Unfortunately, it has been tested already, but so these two areas is where this thing will probably find support. I don't think the crypto run is done. I don't. I think it's just getting started. These things can take a year and a half, 2 years to play out. Could be less time. Who knows? We don't want to start seeing these things close lower. All right. Atom and 1 inch. Let's totally look at Atom. USD. They all look so similar. It's going to be the same thing. But all right, so now you are showing more bullishness on this asset. Let me show you what I'm talking about right here. Here was your level to watch. Closure above it. Boom. Look how that last candle respected that area. You are testing it from the above side, which is always good. Now, would I buy it right there? No. I would much rather buy one down here, because basically you have people lining up right now buying this thing right now as we speak, thinking that the area is going to hold. If you get a spike down to 17.81, that would be the best entry. Do I know if you're going to get a spike down there? I do not. But that would be your best entry, as you could have an area right here to put your stop underneath. And you have seen a little bit of bullishness. It's not much, but it is a little bit. And you did get a closure above this. All right. So this is just retracement. Let's see what happens. It could hold there. If you want to take an entry right there, the way you can do it is you can watch an hourly chart. So you can see how that line coincides with this hourly bearish candle right here. All right. So it works pretty good with that. If you're not closing hourly candles below 19.21, might be a good opportunity. If you do get a wick lower, it's okay. You can get a wick all the way down here as long as you close back above that level is what I'm talking about. All right. If you're closing above there, you might could look to enter long, taking out this high up here for the short term. But that's about it. That's about it. I would much rather get a test down to 17.81. This level here, down there, and a support test and hold, that would be butter to me. Nothing but net. Tsunami. I'm that far down.
No, you asked again.
Huh?
He asked again.
See, it's not showing up on this thing. Sorry about that, guys. I can't see all the super chats. Could you please do technical analysis of Essentia? ESS token. Thank you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me push that up there. Here, I'm going to leave it on the screen. That way I know what I'm looking at. ESSUSD. It's Finex. All right. Let me go out. So there wasn't no liquidity in it. So you got like kind of sort of similar stuff to other crypto pairs. I don't know if that's a real wick or a real candle or not. Could be, could absolutely be. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about what it's doing now. You had a strong push up out of this area, man. Big, huge, strong bullish push, stopping out everybody. That's where you get such a massive move like that from. Also, people buying it up as it's going up. Now, that bearish candle on the 3-day is pretty bad, but it's still not terrible. If you test just the opening range breakout, the opening range breakout would put your 50 marker right here. So you definitely want to see a daily get back above that level right there. That is 0.11. All right, we'll just call it 0.11. You want to see a daily close above that, because you did take out this right here with a closure with these two candles. You did get your closure below that. Now, this is a nice strong bullish push. However, let me drop a line on the 50 marker real quick just to show you, and then I'll go grab that market structure right there as well. They come in almost exactly the same. That bullish candle, boom. So anything into that right there is going to be looked at as a selling opportunity for shorts. All right. I don't know what the fundamentals are on this thing. Brandon Crypto Trek, he probably does. I don't know if he's still around. If he is, he could probably answer if you don't know what it is. But the technical analysis says looks like the bears are in the near term on point. They got this under their bellies. Let's see if you get that closure above there. You get that closure above there, and then you can start looking for bullish entries, in my opinion. Not technical advice, or not financial advice, apologies. But yeah, that's a strong move out of there. Big, huge move. Big, huge move. Consolidation on sideways, and then I mean, that's not like a massive breakdown either. You did get a closure below there, but it wasn't like a definite, like a massive closure. So that's your swing low. That's your swing low. Just put a line on a chart. You don't want to see nothing closing below that on at least an 8-hour time frame. I will get some more music. I think there's like 14 tracks lined up, and the rest of it, I will take care of it later on. So tomorrow during the FX Weekly Outlook, we have some new music. F2 pool, world largest mining pool in China, dumped 14,000 Bitcoin in the last 2 days. Round 2 incoming 42K, 39K, then God knows. Yeah, I mean, technically it's a little bit, I don't, like I said, man, I watch charts and price. That can be construed as absolute fundamental news. But in my opinion, price is going to do what price is going to do, and the news just helps it get there. All right, I've been doing this stuff for a long time. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff happen. I'm not going to call this Bitcoin's top. They can be dumping, but how much are they dumping? They're dumping 14,000 Bitcoin. That's a lot. And another round incoming. Yeah, but who's buying it? You know what I mean? People are buying it up. So chances it could go down there. 38. That's where I like it. All right. 38 is where I like it. Not saying it's going down there, but that's where I like it. Right here. These area down here, 39,266. That's, in my opinion, going to be the last area it gets to, if it even gets there. Probably. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. There's a big void right here from here to here, so it will be a nasty candle, in my opinion. If it does go down there to test that level, it'll be a nasty wick. Big, big range. But we'll see. We'll see. That's, in my opinion, a buying opportunity. We'll see. We will see. Bitcoin has already done amazing stuff. I mean, it's already been just insane. Insanely amazing. Insanely amazing. And 1 inch. All right, 1 inch. I don't know what that is. You have a ticker by any chance? Oh, that is the ticker. Nice. Appreciate it. I don't know what it is. Like I said, I have no clue what this is. I can't trade it. It's fairly new asset. Fairly new. You tested this to perfection almost, and you held. So moving forward, you still didn't take out this. You did take out this area here. So look to see if you hold support right here. This one incoming right now. This bearish candle that's incoming right now could offer up support, or the one right below it, right down here. You could use that swing if you wanted to. So look for support at 415 or 379. Those two areas. If you lose 379 on a closing basis, you're coming back down to 303. And that's for 1 inch. ETH BTC coming into support. Yes, I like it. That's my favorite play, Henry. Absolutely. That's my favorite one. You're getting some volatility right now on 1 inch. Testing that level as we speak. Let's see if you get a bounce. See if we get a bounce. Excuse me. I'm not trying to be all nasty up in the mic. Great addition to the team. Yep. Gino. Absolutely. I already looked at S token. What is this? TFU. All right. I'll check it out. Let's get it. TFU. ELUSD. You guys are throwing some crazy stuff at me that I ain't never even heard of. Theta Fuel. Gas chart. Gas prices. Is this trying to get away from gas fees or something? It's bullish. I mean, you took out this right here. So you want to see this hold support. Right here is a support zone, or should be if you get back down there. It's calculated on trading views. So there's going to be a lot of wicks. There's a 1 hour or a 2 hour candle right there. So you could hold support there. And it also catches those wicks and this stuff around here. So I will assume that people will be buying it right there. I don't know if you should or want to, but I would wait for this area down here. It could hold there though. It could hold there. It's coming into it right now, so no problem. Thank you. Gotta go. Yeah, I gotta wrap it up too. I didn't realize that it's been on for an hour and a half. T Fuel is sister token to Theta token. Pays the gas fees, ETC. Yeah, that's what I figured it did. And then GY also. Yeah. Appreciate it, guys. Theta. Yeah. Hi Heath, how to access the C.T.M Discord. Year member? I don't think you have to be a yearly member. I'm not 100% certain on that, man. If you want, you could drop me an email. There is a link in the description for the course, but if you want, if you go to my page or my YouTube page, you can find my email in the About section, and you can shoot me an email. Just let me know that you're Kenneth, and I'll get it forwarded to Jordan. If you have Jordan's email, just email him directly if you want to, and he will answer all that stuff for you. I don't know anything about how he actually structures his course or anything. I just know what he teaches in it, if that makes sense. I just know what he's teaching in it. I don't know how that works. I'm sorry I can't answer that, but Jordan can, and if not, I mean, if you want to send me that email, I'll forward it to him for you, and we'll get back to you on that. Sorry, just joined. Would you please tell me where would be a good spot for buying Cardano? Well, that would be financial advice, but yeah, why not? Cardano, you want that against Bitcoin or USD? We did look at Cardano. Let me see if I can find it. I know it's on the purple. There it is. We're looking for a pullback on Cardano right now. It's coming into an area that might get treated as support right here. 1.262, this level right here. You can see if that holds on a 2 hour basis, meaning you want to see 2 hour candles closing above that area. If you get a 2 hour closure below that area, then you look for your next area right there. You do have ascending support coming in from this trend line, so you may find support there. You may find support here. All right, 1.10 or 1.26. Trade at your own risk. Obviously, I mean, it's bullish, but I don't know that it's going to keep going up. So those two areas would be my first two areas to look for support. It's coming in hot right now to that area. So I don't know if I'd be looking to buy it right there. I would want some more consolidation, at least prove that it's not going lower. All right, you will get a bounce from there, possibly a small one. Anyways, I like this area down here better, as people will look at that as the whole move being taken out. But you just have to wait and see, man. Hope that helps. All right, guys, I'm going to call it. Oh, hang on one second. Ryan fan. Let me see if I can find it. Here, let me just read it. As always, enjoy your session. Do you set your entry order after price find a support area? Would you set an alert if you're not around at the time? I'm usually around, but yeah, I will set an alert. And yes, if I'm looking for an entry on a specific asset that I'm about to take a trade, it kind of depends on what kind of trade it is. This is for you, Ryan. Apologies. Hopefully you're still around. I didn't see your comment. But yeah, so basically what I want to see is, like, let's just say, for instance, if I was going to buy this, if I wanted to look to enter this, I want to see failure here. I want to see this candle test this and fail. And then I go into a smaller time frame, like an hourly, and start watching how is it reacting around that area. And then sometimes I will just directly throw a limit buy order at that level with a stop somewhere below if I want to try to catch a falling knife or whatever. That's not recommended. absolutely not recommended. It's best to wait on candle closures, like any of them, all of them. It doesn't matter what time frame you're trading from. You want to wait on closures. The C.T.M method would be simply waiting for a higher high. This is a big range candle, so you're not necessarily going to be able to do that. But we can go into a 5-minute real quick and show you what it looks like, how price trades around these levels. You can see 5 minutes trying to slice right through it. But you can see how those levels work. They do and sometimes will hold price, and they give you areas of opportunity. That's a pretty big move to the downside. So let's see if this area holds. All right. But yeah, that's basically how I trade, man. We don't know if a trade's going to work or not until we get in it, and what happens happens. That's pretty much it. So I'm going to call it right there, guys. If I forgot your comment or didn't get it, there is another super chat. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for the super chat. Really, really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate it. If I missed your comment, or if there's something you want me to take a look at tomorrow night at 5:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be doing the Forex Weekly Outlook. Not many people come to that. It looks like most of everybody likes to hear crypto stuff. But if I missed it, you can either drop it in the comment section of this video once it's posted to YouTube, or you can stop by tomorrow and I'll take a look at it for you then. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and we will talk to you next time. Make sure you remember to trade safe, trade smart, and happy trading. And send me that email, Mr. Moon, if you want me to send that to Jordan. If you don't have his email, we will talk to you guys later on. Thanks so much.